No, no, no. We are starting because we have to cover a lot of topics today, and I think everyone should join on time. So we are starting. Okay. So okay, let me open this. So as you can see on my screen, the agenda for today, right? So we will discuss. Yeah, can you please mute yourself because echo is coming from your side. Okay. So okay. So what we will discuss? We are going to discuss these two important things. First of all, we will understand how to work with multiple windows in Selenium. Okay. So I will be coming to this. So okay. So we are discussing this. So let's come to this first point first. How to handle multiple windows in Selenium. So if I open, suppose, let me open one more Chrome browser, or let me open it from here only. Okay. So if I open Gmail, so if I open gmail.com, I should have written like this Gmail sign in page. Okay, I can go it from here. Okay, so this is Gmail sign in, you can say box. But here, if you see, if I click on this help button, right, one separate window will open. You can see. So what I am interested to print out the title of this second page, which is Google account help. So let us try to do it first, and let us understand what is the problem we will face if we try to print this Google account help. Okay. So what is the basic requirement? First of all, I will open the website. So I have copied this URL, and I will just after this these two lines are always same, so I am not writing it again, and this is just will maximize my browser. Okay, after that I will open the this website. So this is the link I have provided, so it will open me the website. Okay, after that what I have to, okay, so here it is. To print this title Google account help, I have to first click this. Okay, then only the page will open. So I will click it. How we will click it? With the help of the, either you can use CSS or the XPath. So let me inspect it so that I can form one XPath for it quickly. So you can see if I try to write the XPath, okay, let me open this. Okay, so I opened this one, and here I will write one XPath, as you can see. So how we write double slash? So I will write from here. Okay, what is this? Tag name is UN. Tag name at the rate class equals to attribute. So what is the attribute we have? This is the one. So I will copy this. Okay, so this is the XPath, but you can see I have to reach this link. A href equals to this one, h help one. So how I can move? I can use the absolute XPath concept. So I will write li, and after I will reach li, I will write a. So this way I will reach here. Okay. So this is my, okay. Let me write slash here. So this is the way I can write my absolute XPath. Okay, for this help link. For this help link, I have written my absolute XPath. So if I come here and then if I try driver dot find element by dot XPath, this is the XPath, and I have to click on that. Okay, so this will click on help link. After that, we will click on help link. So this is the link. If I click here, this separate window will open. So I have to get the title. Okay, so after the window will open, I will simply write driver dot get title. Okay, so that will print me the title. So let us try to first run this program and see what is the output we are getting. So if I try to run it, you will see it has opened the window, and it will maximize it because we are given one command for it. So the Google just opened, and after that one new page opened, and in my output I should see this Google account help because I am printing the title. But you can see the title is different, right? So it has just given me the title of this first page. You can see the title of first page is Gmail. So why we are not able to print this title is because our driver is still focusing on this first tab, which is this one. It is not switching to this second tab. Okay, so we have to by default provide the Selenium that this is our second tab, and we have to switch to this tab. Okay, so how we will do, see here. So after that I will write one. So is it, as of now, is it clear what is the issue we are facing? Okay, so what I will do, okay, so after this will open, there is one till now here what will happen, we have two windows till here. Okay, it will open two windows, one is parent and other is child. So after that I will write one method. There is one method which is get window handles. Get, this is the one last one. Okay, let me first write it full, then I will explain you what is this method and what it will do. String IDs, you can see. Okay, so if I try to, suppose if I let me show you that in the debug mode, then it will be more clear what this method will do. Okay, so I am putting a debugger here. So if I try to run in debug mode, see what will happen. So it has opened again, and after that, forgot about this title as of now, right? So what this method will do, I am saying this driver dot get window handles. So it has opened two window, right? So suppose the ID of this one is something and ID of this one is something, right? So that method will get all the window, all the tab ID and place it here. So if I just place my mouse, you can see that there are two ID. 0 is the parent one and 1 is the second page which we have opened, right? So what it will do, suppose we will have something like, you can say four tabs we have, like that. Okay, so if you call that method, it will just catch all the four IDs of the four tab. So here we are having two tabs, so it have that two IDs, right? First zero index is the parent one and one index is the child one, right, which is the second window. So this is how this method will work. And after that, what I will do, as of now I am removing it. Okay, let me write after that. So I will use one iterator concept here. I got the ID, so let me write it here. I got ID here of the text. After that, I will use iterator concept. Iterator. So what that iterator will do? Let me just write it. Iterator of type string. This is my it is my iterator object. Okay. So what will happen? Okay, let me import the package. Okay, so okay, after that, what will happen? After suppose we are getting to ID. So is, you know the iterator concept, right, everyone? Because it has already covered in Java, right? So yeah. So I am just providing one iterator over the two ID, right? So these, what are the two ID? One is of this one. So iterator, what iterator will help? Iterator will help to traverse to this first one or the second one, right? With that, because we have the ID. So what will happen if I write like this? So there is one method it.next. Okay. So that will help us. That will help us to move to, you can say, zero index ID and get the, okay, so this will help us to move the index ID, right? So if I write string, this is the parent one, right? So by default, what will happen when you will run that this one? Okay, let me write it here. This is our parent ID, suppose. Okay, and this is one child ID, right? So when I will do it.next first time, so we have two ID. Suppose ID name is, first one is parent ID, second name is child ID. So what will happen? it.next will come to parent ID, right? and it will give you the, it will just return you the parent id, and we are catching it here. So again here what I have written, that it help us to move to the zero index id, which is parent id and return parent id. So we are catching in the variable. But if you do it for the second time, so here I am just, what I am doing, I am just doing it.next for the second time. So if I am doing it.next for the second time, what will happen here? That time, this time, type it object will move to one, you can say first index id, which is child id, and get me, and it will return, and return the child one, child id, you can say whatever you can say, or the second type id, right? Return the child id. So here, if then it will return, we are catching it here. Okay, so after that there is one method in Java, which is driver dot switch to dot window. So this is the fourth one is the method, and inside that we will provide, so where we have to switch, see this is our parent one, parent tab, and this is child tab. Okay, so we have to switch to this child tab. So to switch to the child tab, we have the child id. So that child id we will provide it inside that. That's all you have to do. If you want to switch, what will happen after that, your driver scope will switch to, you can say, second tab, or you can say the child tab, whatever you want to say. Okay, so after that, so let me first debug till here, then we will see what is happening. Okay, so if I run this, again it has opened the browser. Okay, so I think there is some light issue. Am I audible? Okay, I think I have lost my internet connection. Okay, so till where I have completed that topic, can anyone tell me? Okay, 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 thank you. Okay, so let me find where that was the class. Yes, this is the one. Okay, yeah. Thank you for telling. So let me first close the reviewing. So I was just trying to tell you in the debug mode. So again, let me write that, debug that. Okay, so we will see this time. So again, our code will stop because we have put one debugger. So see here, what happened again? We are getting the last browser, right? This is the latest one. So it has opened two windows. This is the first one. This is the second one. So you can see inside this ID, right? So this is the first one. Whatever the D, then the string you are seeing here, it is the ID for the parent one. This is for the child one. So if you see it.next will move you to this, it.next will move to the this ID, right? And that will return you this whole ID, which is, if I try to, I think I can copy it or not. Okay, I cannot copy. Okay, I can copy it from here. Okay, so you can see this is our parent ID, but I don't know I am able to copy or not. So let us see. So what is the parent ID here? So you can see the same ID starting from DAA. up to C06. Here it is the first ID here also, as you can see it is starting from DA8 and it is from up to C06, right? So IT.next will go to that first parent ID and it will return you to this variable, right? So this is, we got the parent ID, and in the next what will happen, you can see this is the child ID which is starting from F28, okay, and ending in D29. So if you see here, if you do it for the second time, F28 and D29, right? So this is our child ID, it has returned. So what will happen, this method will switch your driver scope to the second child, right? So we are just providing the whatever the tab we have to switch, so we have to switch to child ID. You can see the child tab which is the second tab, so I am just providing this variable, right? So this is the ID, it is here, okay. So after that your driver will switch after I execute the line. So if I, okay, so this is one thing. So this time if I try to, you can say, print the title. So after that I, what I will do, I will say driver dot get the title and I will try to print it. So you will see, so you will see this time we are able to, we will be able to print the second title which is child title, okay, because we have our, we have switched our driver scope. So here you can see, so I think it has finished the execution, and in that you will see this. So forgot about this one because we have already printing this, so this is the reason it is printing the first one. And after that, after switching, we are just providing here. So this will give me this Google account help because we have switched our driver scope. So is it clear to everyone that how we are switching our driver scope to that second window? Okay. So okay, so one thing is after you are switching your driver scope to this window, right? I think you have switched here. Okay. So whatever the action you will do now. So suppose you are clicking on sign in button with the help of click method. So you will be able to perform any of the action in this window. But if you have to again do some operation in this first window, right? So again you have to switch your driver scope. So if you want to switch your driver scope again, just copy this. This line will going to be same. Again this is this, and inside that we have to switch to the first tab which is our parent ID, right? So we can see the parent tab, so just provide it here, okay. And after that this will switch to, yeah, whatever the ID, whatever the tabs here you can do like that, okay. So this will switch here to parent tab which is our first tab. So if I again try to print the title, oh, this time it will print again Gmail because we are again switching back to the, you can say, driver. So if I run it again, this time it will again print that first window title. Let us see. So it has again opened the second window, and I think it has finished the execution. And after that, let us see what is the output. So this time, after switching back to the third time, okay, so it is again printing the Gmail. So this is how we can work between the multiple window, right? So let me close this first. Then we will see some deep concept in this child window only, or you can say the multiple window. Sorry. So if I close this, okay. So is it clear to everyone? Then I will do one more. Okay, so I think it is clear. So suppose, let me close this first. Yeah, yeah. Recorder was not restored. Actually, internet connection is restored. So recorder is independent of the connection. So that is not an issue. So again, let me open one more browser. So let me open Amazon website. So let me come down. Okay, so we have to do one activity here. What we have to do? So suppose consider only this first one, right? These highlighted ones. So you can see this is the link 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 links are there. So what I have to do? If I click this, that will open me a new page. So this is the title. You can see Amazon India transforms small business in India. So I have to print that title, right? After that, I will go back and I have to print the title of this link. So if I click this, it will open a separate page. Again, this is the title, you can see. So I have to print that in my console window. Again, I have to come back. Again, I have to come back, and so this is the third link. If I click this, it will open me a separate page. Again, this is the, you can say, title. So I have to print the title as well in my console window. Again, I will go back, and I think again we have to come down. So this is our fourth link. Again, I have to click on that. I have to print this title. So what is the title? Amazon.in. Okay, this dark one. Okay, first one is our title. Again, I have to come back, and what I have to do? If, okay, so this is our last link, which is gift is mine. So again, I will click it, and then you can see this is the new page, and this is the title. So I have to print that also in my console window. So there can be two approaches. First one, you can think of that you will come to this page. Okay, you will write one XPath for this first one. You can you know how to write XPath. You will click this. If I click this, this will open, and then you can say driver.get title. And there is one method which is there is one method which is driver. I have told you earlier, driver.navigate dot back. So if you use this method, then you will come to that back page. Okay, so you can use that method. After that, you will again write the XPath for this one, career one. Again, you will click it with the help of XPath or CSS, whatever the selected you will do. Again, you can use driver.get title. Again, you will come back with the help of that navigation method. Okay, so likewise you will do it for all the link, and you will be able to print it. But you will see here there are only five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 link. Okay, we are considering only this block. Okay, not these all. Okay, so we are just considering this. So here you can see 5 links are present, but suppose there can be a website where hundreds of links are maybe present, right? So if you have hundreds of links, so will you going to click on each and every link each time and just come here, and then you will print it and again go back, right? So you have to do every operation 100 times, which is not a good approach. So we will not going to use that approach. So we will going to use the same child window concept here, just like we have learned for Gmail, right? I'm going to use the same concept. So as of now, let me first remove it. So let me come here. Okay, so I think we do not require it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me paste it. It will be good. Okay. Are you able to see? Okay. Perfect. Okay. So what we will do? Okay, we are going to use the same concept, which is handling the multiple window in Selenium to print the title of every link present in the Amazon website. So let me. Okay, so I do not require this code as of now. So I am removing it. Okay, so also we have to open the Amazon website, so remove this. So okay, so this is the one. This is the link. Let me copy it. I have copied it, and then let me paste it here. Okay, let me paste it here, and then okay, I have pasted it, and after that, what I will do, I will write one XPath. I will write XPath in such a way that it will select all the element. What are all these elements? I will write XPath in such a way that it will select all the 5 links. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This is not a link. This is just a label. Get close now. So how I will write? I will right click inspect. Okay, so let me click here, and then okay, so you can see it is highlighting the entire box. So click it. Okay, So you can write it anyway. So I can start from here. Okay, so I will copy it. I will write double slash div, which is my tag name at the rate class equals to, this is the my class name. So after writing that, we are here, but I have to reach, if I expand this, you can see here it is the one where the links are present. So I am here, and you can see this UL tag is the child of that div class. So I can easily switch to that. You can say, okay. So let us first check till here whether our XPath is correct or not. So I will come to my ProPath again. Let me paste it and hit enter. So you can see it is selecting more than one element. So in that case, you can do one thing that I've already told you. So you can just put a function brackets. You can say, okay, before and after the XPath, just put one. So if you put one, it will select the first one. If you put two, it will select the second one. Because XPath is same, you can just specify the index. So if you put three, it is selecting the third one, and if you put four, you can select the fourth one. So I am interested in first one, so put it one here. Okay. So it has selected the entire box, but we have to reach here first. Okay. Then we can reach here, this link. So if I have to reach here, I can use absolute XPath concept. So I will just provide slash UL because I have to reach to UL. So you can see we came here. After that, inside UL, we have to come here li. So if I after UL, I will provide li. So it is highlighting all the five elements, but also here, where is your link present? If I open this, you can see this is where your actual link is present, right? So I have to move till here as well, which is slash a, because you can see the this anchor tag a is the child of this parent class, which is li. Okay, so I have to move here, so I will simply provide, you can say, slash a. So that will be a complete XPath. So you can see that it is highlighting all the five links. So I will copy this. I will copy my XPath and I will simply write. So we are finding the multiple elements. So I will write find elements. Okay, not find element. With the help of XPath, we are finding. Okay, so it will return me, you can say, list of elements. So I am just you can say storing it in that list variable. So because it is providing the lists of, you can say, okay, if you write lists here. Okay, after that, what I will do, let me import the package. Okay, capital A will be there. Okay, there, fine. After that, I will use one, you can say, I will name one variable which is size, and I will get the list, size of the list, so that I will be knowing how many links are present. I will write list dot size. So this is, that will give me the size. And after that, what I will do, I will run one for loop, 0 I less than size till size, and then I will write plus I. After that, okay, so before moving forward, there is one thing you should remember. Okay, so our concept is to, what I will do. First, I will open each of the link present here. This one. Okay, so I have mistakenly clicked on that as well. Okay, let me come here again. Okay, so this is our actual website. So first we will launch the website. After we will, okay, come here. So this is our first link. So you can say this is our first link. So what I have to do, our criteria should be to open that in other tab. I will open that in other tab. I will open that in other tab. I will open that in other tab. So once I will open each of the link in the other tab, right? What I will do, I will move to each and every tab, just like we have done for the Gmail. Okay, I will move to this. 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 So, and each time when we are moving, we can use driver.getTitle method to print the title of the page. So this is the approach we are going to use. So see here. So there is one, you can say, concept. So if I press Control, okay, first I place my mouse here. Okay, let me close all the remaining one. So if I place my mouse here, and if I press Control from my keyboard and press the left key, right? So that will open the, you can see, the link in another tab. Again here, if I choose this one, suppose if I press Control from my keyboard and hit left key, so that will open the, you can see, uh, tab in separate window, right? Or you can see the link in separate window. Again, let me come to this. Suppose I have to click on this. So if I can press Control and left click, you will see that will open in another window, right? So this is the concept we are going to use. So there is a, you can say, there is one class in Java which is keys dot code. There is class. Inside the class, what I have to send, I have to first send the control. So I will say what is the key I have to send control. Okay, and inside that, after that, hitting the control, I am saying just send this enter key. Okay, so here in the coding part, we are just sending the enter key, because you can see, if I suppose if I open this Facebook, you can say, suppose, okay, I think, let me open it in incognito mode. So suppose if I open Facebook or any website, you can take the example. So if I provide my, suppose, email here and then password here, right? And instead of clicking left click from my keyboard, I will, if I press enter, so then only it is hitting the, you can say, key, right? So here we are just going to provide the enter instead of left click. We are just saying press enter. That's it. So what will happen? And we are going to catch that in one string variable. So if I say string key, okay. So what after that? What I am saying, this will contain all the list, or you can say all the links. We are having 5 links, so I'm saying inside that all the links will be present, and after that get me the link presented the index. So whatever the index will be, suppose as of now I am providing I, and after that I will say send keys. Okay, I have to provide. I will also show you in the debug mode as well if you are unable to get it as of now. Okay, so that will open the link in another window. Okay, so let me first try to debug that. Okay, then it will be more clear what we are trying to do here. So let me put one. So I am putting just demo line so that I can put a debugger. Okay, let me put debugger here as well. So if I try to debug it, see what will happen. Again it has opened. This time we will see our code will stop. So here, first of all, we are finding the all the links here. So if I place my mouse here, you can see at 0 index there will be one link, at 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So it has captured all the 5 links. So what are those 5 links? If I come here, see, okay, so it is will be at 0 index, first index, second, third, fourth, right? Fourth. So likewise it has stored, okay, serial wise I'm telling you. After that I'm just calculating the size, so size will be 5. Okay, as you can see, because 0 to 4 it will be 5. After that we are just trying to run the for loop. Okay, we will run it 5 times as well because we have 5 links. So here you can see I am saying just send the control and enter, and I am storing it in this key variable, and I am sending it here, right? So what I am saying, if I click here, what I am saying here, see here, I value equals to 0 first time, so I am saying inside that list all the links will be present, but get me this first one, right? Because it has index 0, so get me this one, and after that send control and enter, or you can say press control and enter, whatever you want to. If I say this, it will open that in another window. So see here, okay, so it has opened the first link in another window, as you can see. So it is taking some time to load. Okay, I think we have lost the connection again. Okay, am I audible? Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Okay, so again, due to some net issue, our connection got disconnected. So where I was till where point? Can you someone explain again? Okay. 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 So let me debug it again. I think from there we have lost the connection again. Are you able to see my screen? Okay. So what I am doing again, I am just opening that in debug. So it has opened Amazon website as you can see. Okay. So what will happen? You will again come here because we have put one debugger here as you can see. So it has stopped and you can see again I am saying that will scroll the link. First link will be here, second, third, fourth, fifth, right? So after that I am sending just control and enter. Here I am saying get me the first. So it will have all the link. Here I am just saying get me zero. So this is the zero index you can say. And after that I am just sending send keys, right? So what is I am sending? I am sending hit the control and enter. So if I come here, okay, so if I execute this, see what will happen. So it has opened one link here, which is this first one about us. It has opened that in separate window. Okay, after that, if I come here, okay, so forgot about this one. Okay, I just put for so that I can put it debugger. After that, again for loop will run second time. This time I value equals to one. Here I equals to one, as you can see on the screen. Here I am saying get me the second one, which is because we are dealing with the index one. So this link, this is the link, and on that link I am just sending control and enter. So that will again open that in separate window. So as you can see, it has opened this career window in the second tab. Okay, so this is again open. Okay, after that, likewise for all the remaining three, this time you will see I equals to 2. You can see on the screen. Again, what will happen? It will open that link in the separate window. You can see last one. Okay, press enter. This is the third link. After that, what will happen? I value equals to 3. I equals to I think 4 or 3. Okay, it is 3. Okay, so again it will open the next link in the separate tab. Okay, it has opened. You can see last one, and this time I value will become 4. I equals to 4. You can see on the screen, and it will open the you can say link in separate tab. So okay, so likewise I hope you remember in the Gmail example, right? We are having two tabs, but after that, but here we are having one, two, three, four, five, six. So we are having 6 tabs. So after that, what I will do again the same thing I will do. Once I will open the every window, what will happen? I will just use that method driver dot get window index. So in that, what it will return? It will catch the ID of all the tabs. So if I write set of okay strings, okay, so I think that means I think let me write IDs. Okay. Okay. So one more point. How I am knowing that this is the return type set of strings, right? So I by default, if I let me first remove it, what I'm trying to say, how am I knowing that this is the return type? Okay. If I remove it, so I think my mouse is not working. Okay. So you can see the last one, right? It is writing that what it is written set of string, right? So it is return type is set of string. So this is the reason when I'm using this get window handles. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yes. This will be the yeah. This will be the okay. Let me also put it okay so that it will be more clear when we will take it. So I think after that, right? After that, system to Yeah, it will print only the parent one because we are not switching as of now. Okay, here, right? After that, okay, so see, it will only print the parent one. Also, let me first try to. Okay, so let us wait for the Amazon website. It is open, and after that, I think it will print 5 times this. What is the title of that online shopping site in India? You can see the title of this page. It will print 5 times because for loop will run 5 times. So let us see as well. So you can see that you are not navigating to another page, right? So okay, so you can see that it is printed 5 times. Okay, yeah. Okay, okay. So after that, what I'm saying, I will catch all the you can just set off. Okay, so this is string ID. Let me write IDs here. Okay, you can give any name. So okay. So after that, we will get all the ID. Again, I will use the iterator concept. So it's on those ID, on those 5 ID, right? I will provide one iterator, IDs dot iterator. So again, it is saying iterator of type string is the return type. So on the left hand side, if I have to catch my IT object, I will simply write iterator of type string. Okay, and it will say ID. Okay. So this time, again, you may think that I am going to use this IT dot next, right? So that first I will move to parent page. You can use like that. Okay. IT dot next we have to use. Okay, so what will happen? This is the parent one. You can say like that again, parent one, and then, or you can say the first tab. First tab is this one, and yeah, I will not use for loop. Actually, I will use while loop, right? Because I do not know. Maybe that in the real time there may be thousands of links, and I do not want to count every time that how many links I have to have. So we should not write it every time, right? So we can use one looping concept, which is okay. Instead of writing every time, I will simply write while it dot has next. So I hope you know this method that you can say return true if the iteration has more element, right? So we are just checking that for the first time whether we have any new ID or not. Okay, so if we have the ID, then it will return true and we will come inside. Instead that what I have to do, I will actually switch to that particular ID. So what suppose if I write one variable here, so that will give me the string ID. So if I, after that again I have to do the same step, I will write driver dot switch to dot you can say window. Inside this window provide the ID. So every time, so let me also show you first in debug mode. Okay, so after you will see, so how, first of all let me tell you one thing. When you will use this method, right, so it will capture some ID. So how it will going to capture? Okay, so after that what will happen? Suppose six tabs are open. So how it will going to store the ID? So let me open one snipping tool. So assume as of now, right, you have these many tabs, and suppose the ID of this one is one. I am saying just okay. I am saying just suppose ID of this one is one. ID of this one is two. ID of this one is three. ID of this one is four. This one is five, and this one is six. So how it will this what I am talking about? This is the you can say it will store all the ID. So how it will going to store? See here. It will store first this ID. So at zero index, let me write it here only. At zero index, and then at index 1, and then suppose we have 2, and suppose we have next index which is 3, then we go till 5 because we have 6, 4, and I will go one more time, which is 5, because we have 6, so 0 to 5, which is 6. So at the 0 index, it will store this ID, right? At the 0 index, it will store the parent ID by default. Okay, at 0 index, again I am saying, but at 1 index, it will store the from the last one. So it will store the ID 6, which is of the last tab. Okay, it will store this last tab ID. Okay, and at the index after that, at index 2, it will store which one? This is the second last, so it will store 5, which is the ID of our second last tab. And after that, this is the one. Okay, so let me write it here only. At 3 index, it will store this one ID, this ID, which is, you can say, 4. Likewise, it will store again. This time it will store 3. This time it will store 3. And after that it will store, which is our second type, which is 2, right? So this is how it is going to store the ID every time, right? So let me also first try to debug it. Right here, what I will write, after I will switch to, suppose I am switching to one tab, right? I will simply provide driver dot getting the title after switching, and here just I am going to you can say system.out.println and just printing the title, required title. So let us first, okay, so I think it is fine. We can already put debugger. So if I again, okay, let me put it here. So I think let me close, okay, let me not close it. So again, we have opened the Amazon website. So again, our code is stored, and okay, so I have already explained you these 3 lines. Okay, so as of now, do not consider this. Okay, just it is for the dummy purpose I have written. So again, if I come here and then, okay, so I will directly come here. You can see here. So I will remove this debugger, this one. Okay, so okay, and just press and resume. So we will directly come here. Okay, so it is not coming. So let me put one more time. 2 time, 3 time, 4 time. Okay, okay, so we came here. Okay, so it has opened all the tabs in the separate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 links we have. So what will happen? I'm saying get me all the ID. So if I execute it, so you can see 0 to 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? These are all the 6 links, 6 tab you can say. Okay, so these are the different ID. And after that, I'm just providing one iterator over these 6 ID. I'm just providing this IT. IT is my iterator object. I'm checking IT dot has next. So you can see IT will first check, yes, we have this one. So IT dot has next will become true because we are having at least one, you can say, ID in this. ID is variable, so it will return true. So we will come inside the while loop. We will come inside the, okay, so why we are not coming? Okay, okay. So after that, what will happen? IT dot next, that will return me this first ID. So what is the first ID? 7AAB, right? You can see 7AAB. If I execute it, see here, you will get the same ID 7AAB, right? That is of the parent one by default. So I am saying just switch to that parent one first. So after that, just print the title of the parent one. So you will see in your console, it has printed the title. Okay, so I think, okay, so due to this reason, okay, let me run it again, because due to this reason we are getting the same output. Is it fine for you that why we are getting this again and again? Because I provided one here. This is the reason you are seeing it. Okay, but rest of the website title, you can say title of the tab, you will see it only once. Okay, so if I come here, so after that, IT is here. IT is at 0 index. IT dot has next. It will check whether we are having the next ID. Yes, we are having. So it will again return true. We come inside IT dot next. IT dot next. What it will do? It will come to this first one. You can say index one, and it will return you this value, which is 75D2. If I click it, you can see 75D2 will be here, right? So one thing we have to understand that 75D2, what is the second ID? Okay, this is not of the second tab. Okay, I have explained you here that this is will be of the last tab, right? Which is the last tab? This is the sixth one. So second ID will be this one. Okay, so you will see we will come here Amazon care, right? If I again execute it, driver.switch to dot window, and it is the ID. If I am going to print the title, let me, you can see, I hope you are able to see that this is the one. Second title, second window, you can see, right? Amazon care at the rate Amazon.in. So you can see that we are switched to last tab. Okay, which is what is the, you can say, title. This is the title, right? After that, what will happen? Again, the while loop will run. Again, this time, third time, you can see IT is here, right? Last time, and IT dot has next. So we are having the next ID. So condition is true. We came inside, and after that, IT dot next. IT dot next will return as this third one. What is the ID? E1F1. E1F1 is our ID. You can see E1F1 will come here, right? So this ID will be of the second and last. Okay, so this ID will be of this one. This whatever the tab, you can see second last tab. Okay, because it is storing the ID in the reverse way. So if I click it again, we are switched. You can see that it has switched it automatically, and we are just going to print this title, which is Amazon.in. So if I click it, okay, I don't click it. If I try to do this, you will see Amazon.in will be the third title. It will, you can see, this is the title it is printed. Okay, again IT dot has next. So last time IT was here. Okay, IT dot has next. You can see you are having the next ID, which is this one. Condition is true. We came inside of the while loop. IT dot next. So IT dot next, what it will do? It will move you to that fourth one, which you can see the next third one ID, which is 253E. Okay, 253E. So if I click it, it will return with the ID. You can say 253E, right? That was the ID. Again, if I say switch, it will again switch, but you have to remember that it is coming from the, you can see, so we have switched to this one because we are traversing from the back, right? So we came here, and after that we switched our driver scope and just print the title. You can see on the, so it has printed this press center Amazon India. You can see the title is same. Okay, press center Amazon India. Again, it will run for the two time, uh, for the second last time. So again, if we see, first I will come here. Okay, so you can say your IT object was here, but we are checking IT dot has next. So we are having the next ID, which is this one. Condition is true. We came inside of the while loop, and what IT dot next will do, it will simply give you the this ID, which is, you can say this one, right? You can say 3F40 is our ID. If I click it, you will get the same ID, which is 3F40, right? So this is how you have again got the ID of the another tab from the last. If I click it, switch to that, again you can see that it has automatically switched to this one. What is the title? You can say help us build its most customer, whatever the title may be. If I again click it, you will see it will print the title on the console. You can see, okay, so that it has printed the title here as well. Again, what will happen? Okay, let me come here. So you can see this, that will contain all the ID, this variable. Our IT object is here. Again, I am checking IT dot has next. So we are having this next ID, which is condition will become true. So we will come inside of the while loop, and what IT dot next will do, again I am saying that will just return with this last ID. This is the last ID, which is starting from 9971. If I click it, you will see 9971 will come here, right? So that will be the ID of the another tab from the last. If I click it, switch to that, again it will switch. Okay, you can see we came to this tab, okay, and you will see what is the title here, Amazon India. If I just click it, it will see it has printed the title of that table. So likewise, we have printed all the, you can say, title of the our tab, right? So you can see this time our IT object is here, right, at 5 index. But you do not have any new ID after that 5 index. So this time this condition will become false. This one, IT dot has next will become false, and we come out of the while loop. Click it, and then you can say we came out of the while loop, and after that your program execution will stop. So this is how, likewise there can be 100 links as well. So your this logic will also going to work for that 100 title 100 tabs as well. So this is how you can work with multiple windows. in Selenium. So is it clear to everyone? Okay, thank you. So, okay, okay. Yeah, I have worked with JavaScript as well, and in that case, it worked for me. But maybe that was something. If in your case that may be the different, then it might not work. But in my case, it worked when I have tried it. So you may have the website, then you can try. Then let me know, right? If you face an issue. Okay. So after that, we will. So this is that's all for that multiple window. You can do any kind of practice, okay, by yourself, and I will be providing you the assignments as well. So we can discuss one more topic, which is this one. This is the most important topic, right? Assessments in Selenium. Let me write it here. Are provided by. So here I am not discussing test engine, right? But when you will discuss, then you have to use the assertion here, right? So we have to understand this first. Okay. So okay, I have written it already. I have again written it. So let me remove it. So okay, keep that in mind that assertions are provided by test engine. Okay. So you can see the definition here. Assertions are just the are just the validations. Okay, or you can say the checkpoint. Assertion will just help you to verify your test case. So before test case, right? So before working with that, you can say assertion, right? You have to just download some of the file, right? So this is the path. Let me copy this. Okay, okay, let me do it again. So this is the path you have to copy. Okay, so here it is the in this path we will find the required file to work with the. So if I open that path, okay, I have to copy it again. Okay, so I have opened it in here. Just try to open it. So here you will see one file which is this one. Okay. So here I'm not going to download the TestNG because TestNG is providing all the required jar for the assertion, right? So this is the reason you are saying download. You are saying download TestNG here, right? So anyways, download that file. Okay. So here you will see the file is downloaded. It is still loading. So let us wait for the couple of seconds and let me open that test file after. It is. I think it is still not downloaded properly. Okay, so it has downloaded completely, and if I click this show in folder, so that will navigate to me the location where it is present, and just it is a zip file, so extract it. Okay, so let me click on this. Okay, so it has extracted the required file. Okay, so just copy the path. So this is the path where all your jar. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, all these jar files will help you to work with assertion in Selenium, which is provided by TestNG. So copy the path and just give the knowledge to Eclipse. So how we will going to give the knowledge? Okay. So this is our project Selenium demo one, right? Just right click the project, come to properties, okay, and then come to this Java build path. Just like we provided, we give the knowledge of Selenium to the our Eclipse, right? We have to click here and just click on this, add external jar, and after that just provide the path. So what is the path? This is the path we have copied and press enter. Select all the jar file present here, click on open. So as of now I am not clicking on open because I am already having it. Okay, I am already having it here. But when you do it for the first time, just select all and click on open. Okay, that's it. After that you have to click on apply and click on apply and close. So after that what will happen? you will be able to use assertion in your Selenium. So before moving forward, let me first copy that code and paste it in the chat box. So let me copy this whole code and paste it in the chat box. You can have it for your reference. I've copied the whole code and you can see it from here. Okay. So okay, we are dealing with assertion. So first of all, let me come to definition again. What I'm saying, assertions are just the validation, or you can say the checkpoints. Assertions will help you to validate your, you can say verify your test case. So how we are going to do that? As of now, do not see this. Okay, we will discuss what is the difference between these two. But first, let us understand what is assertion. So so okay, so here we are in our Eclipse. So suppose I am here. Okay, so after navigating to this website, suppose first of all, let me do some basic operation. I'm just fetching one text. Okay. So suppose this is our website. Okay. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to fetch this text. Okay. So how we are going to fetch it? So first of all, write one XPath. So let us see how I'm going to write the XPath. So first I will come here. Okay. Because that looks something which not going to change in future. Okay. So I will write div at that ID equals to ID name. So this is our. If I press enter, you can see that it is this green line is highlighting all the elements, you can say, but we have to reach here because this is where our mobile text is present. So if we have to reach here, you can see this is the child, all these are the child of this dividing. So we have to reach to this first child, which is a. So I will just provide a of 1. Okay, so it is mandatory to provide a of 1 if so that it will highlight this. If you do not provide it, if you simply provide like that, it will highlight all the element, right? So we are interested in first one. So hit enter and then it is highlighting, right? So let us go cut this and then what I will write, driver dot find element y dot xy dot okay, that's it, and it will just sorry, I have to use the method get text, then only we can get the text. Okay, so we are getting the text. After that, so suppose you have to validate so let me write it more in a more way clear way. Text fetched from the browser, from Chrome, you can say, or you can say from website. So this is the website. But what happened? Suppose okay, so let me write it here. String, you can say, suppose compare. Okay, so or you can say string text developer. You can say provided. What is the text developer has provided? This one. Or you can say anyways this one. Okay, same text as the website. Okay, so it is a string variable. So put double quotes. Okay, so this is the text developer has provided when he was creating the website, right? So what I will validate, I will just run my test and check whether this text is equal to this one. Okay, so that we can be sure whether our test case is correct or not, or you can say whether our website is working correctly or its elements are not changing. So I can write one if condition. If you can say this is the text dot equals. Okay, so write it again, dot equals what I have to check with this one. What are the text we have fetched from the browser? So this is the text we are going to fetch, and that text is nothing but mobiles, which is this one, right? So they both are the same, and then you will simply write system.out.println. If both the text are same, you can write, you can say website is displaying correct name. Okay, so but after that this line will be printed in your console, which is fine. But this should not be the approach of, if you have to use some another concept to validate your test case, right? We are not going to see our console every time. There should be some mechanism that if something goes wrong here, then it will automatically fail your script, right? So to do that, we will going to use assertion concept here, right? We are not going to use this if else condition to validate our test case. So let me comment this first. Okay, so there is one method. Let me start from the first method, which is, you can say, there is two user sessions used, just like assert, type assert dot assert true. So first we are going to see this method. So inside that, you can see here it is by default providing, you can either use false, inside that is parenthesis, or you can either use true, right? So suppose if I write it true here, what will happen? And suppose if I write false here, what will happen? So this will throw exception. Exception, or you can say failure script, because it is expecting true inside, right? But if you see this, this will not throw any exception, right? So as of now, I have written true, right? So inside that, I am not going to write true, right? You can say if I have to compare this, just write that statement here, right? That dot equals. Okay, again I am going to use dot equals, and that is the one you have to paste. Okay, so if this text, whatever the text it will have, it is having this one. It is equal to the one which is coming from the browser. You can say which is coming from the website. If both are equal, then you can say this will not throw the exception, because inside that true will come. They both are true. So what I'm saying, inside that true will come. So this will not throw any exception, because it is expecting true inside. So if it is not throwing any exception, then you can say that your test case is correct. But what happen? But what happens? Suppose if I write like this, like something incorrect spelling here, right? So here we are going to get mobiles here from the website, but here uh, you are getting the different value, right? So this time what will happen? This condition will become false. So it will have false inside. So what will happen this time? It will throw your the exception or failure script, right? So this is how we can check whether our test case is working correctly or not with the help of assertion, right? So first of all, let me run this program and see what will happen. So as of now, first comment this. So this time, first of all, let me write correct. Okay, one more thing here, double slash, and suppose I have written this for the understanding purpose. Okay, what I'm writing here, very important code is present. Okay, so as of now, just assume here I have written some important code, right? Any important code you can think of, right? So just assume here, just I have written one important code here. So if I suppose run the first time, so okay, I have opened the browser. Yeah. So it has opened Amazon website. So after that, it will fetch the mobile text, which is mobiles. Okay, it will fetch it. This time it will see your test case will not fail. Why it is not failed? Because this condition, this they both are equal. So this is the reason it is not throwing any exception, right? And also, whatever the important code you have written, it has also executed, right? Because your test case is not failed. But suppose if I am writing mobile here, or you can say let me write any. This time you will see your test case will not work as expected, because the condition will become false. When it is extracted the text, I think. But this time, you will see that exception, it has thrown an exception. So consider this last line. Okay, this is our class name child window. Okay, this is our class name. It is saying at 34 line. So what is this line? 34 line. It has thrown an exception so that we can understand that these two texts are not matched, due to which it has thrown an exception. And we have to see one more important point here. This time this code is not executed, which is very important code for us, right? It has not executed at all. So our script is failed. This is one thing, and that very important code is also not executed. So this is how this method works. And there is one more method which is the opposite of this one. So if I let me write it, I think I have already written it here. The methods. Okay, so as of now, okay, this is the first method which you have discussed. Okay, so do not look this as of now. Just see this. Okay, we can provide false or true inside of that. This is our first method, and this is our second method which we are going to see of assertion. So this time, let me remove this. So if I write result dot assert, this time false. So again, you can provide either true or false. It is same. So if I provide true here, or let me first provide false, and after that assert dot assert. Okay, let me copy it this time. This is having, this time we will have true. So what will happen? It is just opposite of first one, you can say. If it will have false and false here, it will not throw any exception. Not throw any exception. But if it will found true inside, then it will throw exception. So like as well, we are not going to provide false here, right? So suppose again we have this two string. I will first compare this one. Okay. I will first compare inside that this one dot equals. I will have to compare with this one. So if I do like that, and let me comment it as of now. So you can see this time condition will become false. So it will assume that okay, that you do not want to match these two. Okay, I am saying I am using this one, so that I am saying I do not want that these two texts should match. Okay, so what will happen again inside that condition will become false because they are not same. So, but this method will not throw any exception because it is expecting false inside, which is correct. So let us also try to run it this time. Again it has opened. This time it will again fetch the mobile text. Okay, fine. So you can see that very important code is also executed. Test case is passed. But what will happen if the test, if the, you can say, I can write like that, if the text are same. So I do not want that text should match. But unfortunately, suppose some text is coming from here and that same text is coming from here. So what will happen? This condition will become true. If that condition will become true, it will throw exception, right? And you will see that this code will not execute. You will see very important code, which is very important for us, will not execute because our test case will fail. So let us try to run it again. So again it has opened the website. Okay, so what will happen? Let us come here. So you can see this last line, child window. This is our class. What is the line? 34. So 34 is the line. You can see that it has again failed here. So we can understand that this time condition is, this time it has thrown an exception because it is expecting false inside but getting true because the text are same. And also you can see this code has not executed it at all. So this is how this method works. And there is one more method, okay, which is this one. And that method is also very easy. So if I write, let me comment it as of now. If I write assert dot assert equals, okay, so inside that Suppose if I write like that, Sumit, it is just checking whether these two strings are same or not, right? So this time it is straightforward, it will not throw an exception because both the strings are same. But suppose if I write like this, then it will throw up an exception because you can say both the strings are not same. So this is how this method works, and let me also try it this way. Just copy this and paste it here. Okay. So after that, just copy this and just paste it here. So it will just compare whether the two strings are same or not. So if I try to run this time it will pass because both the strings are same. Sorry. Yeah, this is what I said, that you should not write a if condition and checking in your console whether you are getting that system.out.println statement, because at that time our script is not getting failed, right? So it should fail when something wrong happen. So you have to use this one whenever you are building a framework or writing some code. Okay, so use this one, not if condition, right? So here you can see this has passed because these two one are same. But suppose if I write again, I am removing L from here. If I run this time, you will see that, and you will see it will fail. So let us run it again. So it has opened, and this time you can see the fail, and see this time what it has, right? What is the line written here? Expected. See here, here it is failed at line number 34. So this is, here is the line it has failed. It is saying I am expecting mobiles. What I am, this is the text. I am expecting this here, MOBIES, but I am getting this. Okay, so this is how it is saying that this is the reason I am failing the script, right? But you can see here that the disadvantage here we get, we are not able to execute our important code this time as well because our script code failed. So these kind of assertion which we have discussed three assertion method. All these are called hard assertion. So hard assertions here, this is the definition. Why these are called hard assertion? If you use hard assertion, then if it throw exception at some point in the code, then after that your rest of the code, you can say the important code not going to execute at all, right? So you can see whenever these three are throwing the exception, our this important code, this is our important code, is not executing at all. So this is one disadvantage of that hard assertion, right? It will tell you when your test case will fail, but after that your important code will not going to be executed at all. So to deal with that disadvantage, there is one more assertion you can say, which is called soft assertion. So let me first close all the remaining browsers. Let me close this as well. So we have discussed these three in hard assertion, but soft assertion, what are those three here? As you can see the definition, we also called whatever the methods which we are going to use inside the soft assertion is verify method. See, if you use this, then even after the condition will not match, or you can say what I am trying to say, condition means here. So condition is not matching here. Okay, so even after the condition will not match, then your test case will not fail and rest of the code will execute, right? So here you can see the method names are also similar. You can see this is the one. First one which you discussed in hard assertion, then it is in the soft assertion, and this one is, you can say, in the this is the third one, right? It is also present in the hard assertion, but here there is one class Java. Oh, sorry, Selenium is provided. If I have to use soft assertion, let me remove it from, I think, here, from here only. So if I have to use soft assertion, again let me write system.out.println first. Very important code. Okay, important code. So what I'm trying to say, there is one class. If you have to work with soft assertion, then there is this class equals to name that will help us to work with soft assertion. So I think this is the class, and just okay. So you can say this is the class. After that, if you use object, this is our object. Okay. So if I write assert dot, again the same method we are using, assert true. Okay. So again you can provide false or you can provide true. It's up to you, right? So whatever the you will get at runtime, that will come here. So again, if I use this one dot equals, what should it equal to? We are saying that it should be equal to this one. Okay, so you can see this time, suppose if I write here, so these two will not going to be equal, right? Because the text is different here, and this you will get different text from here. So this condition will become false. So inside that, what will come? Inside that, copy this. Inside that, this time false will come. But you will see it will not throw the exception because it is a case of soft assertion. Not throw exception because dealing with because this method is strong. Okay, so see here, if I try to run this time, okay, so again I'm saying this should fail because this text mo and this is the text which is mobiles, right? That will come from the Amazon website are not equal, but so it will have false inside. Let me comment this. Then only you will see it will not throw any exception. So if I try to run this, so suppose if I am running it, so this time again it has come, and you will see again this time it will not throw any exception, right? So you can see even after there was some issue at that line, this line, right? We are not getting any kind of error. So you should get the error, right? Your test case should fail because you are not because you are getting error at this one. But as it is a case of soft assertion, right? We are able to execute our important code, which we are not able to do in case of hard assertion. But one thing here is that our test case is not failed, right? Which is not a good thing. Here I am getting the benefit that I am able to execute my very important code, okay, which is this one. But issue is that here the test case is not failing, right? Which is not a good point. So how we will going to know whether our test case is failing or not, right? So after this very important code, there is one method which is assert all. So what will happen? This will. So what will happen? Again, let me run that in debug mode this time. Then it will be more clear. Again, it has opened in this time. Our code will stop here because I put it on debugger. So it has stopped and became it. So what will happen? See the text here, capital M O, and here it is. What is the text? Mobiles, right? So they are not equal. So you will see that it will not throw the exception here, but what it will do, it will whatever the exception it will get, it will just provide that exception to this object, SA object, right? So here you will see that your code will not fail. We also execute that, and here what will happen? So whatever the exception this object has cached, with the help of this method, we will display that and fail our test case. So see here, if I click this, so I am pressing this resume button so that it will execute till the last. So here you can see that. Okay, so this is our actual one. So this is how what I have done. I have also told that my test case is failed. Okay, so you can see the what is the exception here. Uh, Here what it is saying, expected false inside. Sorry, expected true inside, because then only it will not throw the exception. But you are getting false because these two text are not equal, right? So this is what you have done by using this method. You are failing your test case at the end. Moreover, you are able to execute your important code as well, right? So this is the benefit you can achieve from the soft assertion. So likewise, as I've told you, right, there are two more methods as well, which are this one, essay dot assert false. Suppose as of now, assume suppose true will come here. Likewise, hard assertion, it should throw the exception. It will not throw because it is a case of soft assertion, not throw exception. And here also, if I use one more method of soft assertion, which is assert equal, just like the hard assertion. So suppose I am comparing two strings. Suppose I am writing Sumit here, and let me write Ankit here, right? So these two, but it is a case of, you can say, soft assertion. It will again not throw the exception. So again I will run it. Suppose what I will do, again I will run that in debug mode. So see this time what will happen. So again it has opened Amazon website and our code will stop here at this point. So again what will happen, you can see the text, this is different and this is different. Exception should be thrown. It will not throw here, it will throw the exception to that object. Okay, object will catch that exception and it will move forward. Again you can see it is not throwing the exception, but you can see it should be false inside, right? So again it will throw this exception to that object, this essay object, and it will not fail the script here at this point. Again it will not throw the exception here, just it will throw the exception to this object, essay object. Again it will move forward. Okay, we are able to execute our important code as well, but after that we have to throw these three exceptions, right? Because there was some issue in our code. So if I click this resume, it will execute till the last. So if I click it again, so you can see that this code is executed, right, which is very important code for us. But also you are failing your test case. So where it is failed, expected true but found false. So first it failed here. Okay, you can see why it is failed, expected true but found false. Again it failed second time, expected false. It is saying expected false here but found true. Again it failed. Again see this third one, expected Ankit but found Sumit. So it is saying I am expecting Ankit here, but I found another text which is Sumit, so this is the reason I am failing. But you can see that with the help of this one, we are able to execute our important code. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the hard assertion and soft assertion, as you can see here. If you use this method, then even after the condition will not match, your test case will not fail and test of rest of the code. You can say the important code, whatever you want to say, will execute. So this is the benefit we can achieve. So is it clear to everyone the difference between hard and soft assertion? Okay, so thank you, Lakshmi. So okay, so this is you can say the brief introduction and whatever the assertion you will write. There are a number of methods, right, when TestNG will start, but here you can get the basic idea how you can work with assertion. So let us discuss one more topic as well because we have time for that. So I think we can discuss. So suppose let me one website. This is the website. Let me close this. So let me close this one. Enter point. Okay, so if I come here, open this. If I close this. Okay, so this is the one okay. Let me close this first. Okay, so here what I have to do. Suppose if I have to get the text of this one, drag me to my target, right? So I have to get the text of this. So how I have to get? First I will open the website. This is the basic step. So just I am removing that. Okay, so let me also put that code in the chat box. Okay, so this is the class you can use. So let me paste it here. Put enter. Okay. So you can copy that from there. So okay, let me remove this. Okay, fine. So first of all, let me open the website. What is the website? Copy that, cut that, and then paste it here. So after that, there is one more thing. What we have to do, we have to just get the text of this one. Okay, so I will write one XPath for the same if I have to get the text. So how I am going to write the XPath? First write the XPath for here. If I write, how I will write tag name double slash tag name at the rate ID is a variable equals to what is the value? Okay, so you can see it is saying one element matching, but it is not highlighting our text, right? Because I have to get this text, so I have to reach here. If I have to reach here, I will use absolute expert and write slash b. This way you can first get to that, you can say, whatever it is text, okay? I reached here, and after that, in that, my Eclipse window, I will use driver.find element again. How I have to find with the help of XPath. With the help of the XPath, I am finding. Provide the XPath here and just write one method which is get text. So I have to, after getting the text, I have to store it as well. So I'm just naming one string variable and just after that I will provide this statement so that I can print it. So let us check whether we are able to print that text in our Eclipse window or not. Okay, let us see what is the issue we can get. Okay, so like we open Eclipse. So you can see it has thrown one error. Let us see the error. What it is saying? Unable to, I think it is here. Unable to locate element. This is the one. Okay. And what is the XPath testing? Div id equals to Dragon, right? So here it is throwing one exception. See, our XPath is correct, right? Because we have already checked here. If I hit enter, then it's saying one element magic. So our XPath is correct, but the issue is, if you see clearly, this is these two boxes, this one and the right one. Let me first try to highlight them. So, so these two boxes are present inside this one iframe, right? So there is one thing about iframe. What happens sometimes developer do not want. So sometimes what developer want that whatever the code, suppose this one should come from a different website, right? Or you can say that should not be a part of that website. So what it will do, the developer will use one iframe, right? So that whole box, you can see if I place my mouse here, you can see that it is highlighting the entire box. So assume as well that whatever the two boxes are present inside this box are coming from the another website, right? Developer has written a code for that. So Selenium by default do not have the power to work inside the frame, right? So if you have to work inside a iframe, then you have to tell the Selenium that hey Selenium, first switch to the iframe. Then after you will switch to the iframe, you can do any kind of operation on the iframe object, right? So these are the iframe object. You can say two objects are there. So you can not do it directly in case of iframe, right? So how I have to do that? I will write one simple thing. There is one method in Selenium which is okay. Okay, let me comment it. We do not require it. Okay, let me write after that. If we have to switch to that frame, driver dot switch to dot frame. I will write FRA, and inside that, so inside that you can provide web element. Web element in the sense you can provide one XPath for the iframe. You can provide one XPath for the iframe. You can provide the CSS for that iframe, or you can write any locator, right? So you have to provide one web element here. So how you are going to do that? See here, it is very easy. If I click it and right click, okay, let me open in my original browser so that I can check the XPath as well. So what I have to do, I have to first write the XPath for this, or you can use CSS. It's up to you. I'm writing. Let me write a CSS here, right? So how we are going to write the CSS? Tag name ID equals to value. So this is my tag name. Copy this. Let me copy tag name. What is the ID? Or you can say I'm using this one. ID is not present here. You can see. So I'm using with class name. Tag name class equals to. So what is the value of this class? This is demo frame. Copy this and paste it in. Just write like that. So what will happen if I hit enter? You will see that it is saying one element matching and that it is selecting whole iframe, which is in the green box. You can see dotted green line. So copy this and just place it here. So after finding the XPath, just write driver dot find element. How you have to find with the help of CSS selector this time. Just placing CSS here. Okay, that's it you have to do. So what will happen? Driver will understand we have to switch to iframe. Okay, so we are giving just driver the knowledge so that he have to switch to that iframe. After that, if you want to perform this operation, you will see that you will be able to fetch the text. So if I right click, if I place it, right, it has opened again and then okay, so this time you can see it has printed this. But earlier we are not able to print it because driver do not have the knowledge of the iframe. But with this line, only this line, right? We are just saying our driver that hey driver, please switch to the iframe first, and then whatever the operation you have to provide, you can provide you can do inside the iframe. So is it clear to everyone that if you have a iframe, then you have to use this line first so that you can switch to the iframe and then you can perform any operation. Is it clear to everyone? Yeah, you can do one thing. Suppose first of all, suppose you have to check whether any iframe is present inside your website or not. So what you can do, you can use one simple method. Let me write it after that. Okay, once the website will load, you can use driver.find elements with the help of let me write tag name. So there is one more locator which is tag name. Okay, you can see tag name, first one. So what is this tag name? So whatever the iframe will have inside the website, they all will have this tag name iframe. So this is the tag name. Copy this, just place it here in double quotes. Okay, and just write size. So that will identify and scan whatever the frames you have inside your website. So let us also print the count first, then we will know. Right. I will write count here. So you will see, oh, okay, let me write it more clearly. Total frames. So I think it will print it this time if I run it. See what is the count we are getting. It has opened the website again. Execution finished and you will see total frames 1. So which means in this website we are able to identify that there is one frame present. And what is the question you are asking, that how we can identify? So this is the only way, right? Which if you have to find the iframe. So first of all, we can be sure that yes, there is one iframe present, and suppose you have to work on that, so you have to go through here only, or you can do one thing, just after coming to this, Control F, type iframe. Okay, so it is highlighting this. So after that you can see that this is the only one, you can say iframe, right? So this is how you can identify whether your elements are present inside the iframe or not. Is it clear? Okay, so one more thing is that once you will switch to iframe, okay, your driver will going to uh, do every operation inside the iframe as well, right? But if you have to come out of the iframe, if you because if I do not come from the iframe, suppose, okay, let me close this. Suppose so this is the box which is iframe, right? If I have to perform any operation here, suppose if I have to click this, it is not inside the iframe, right? This development label, or you can say the button, is not inside the iframe. So to work on that, I have to first come out from the iframe. So to come out of, if you want to come out, iframe. What you will write? You will just write driver dot switch to dot default content, right? So that will switch to your, you can say, okay, driver back to switch driver, or you can say move driver out of iframe. Okay, then you can happily work outside the iframe. So this is you have to remember. Okay. So one more thing is that suppose here you can see. Let me open Paint first. Okay, Paint. I should open. Okay. So suppose there are three frames. Suppose assume as of now in that website there are three frames present. So how those frames will look like? Suppose this is one frame. This is second frame. This is first. This is okay. So my mouse is not working. Second and this is second. So suppose this is the index, zero index, and let me write one here. So suppose you want to switch to the driver with the help of this number, right? So if you have to switch to first frame, so you will provide zero here, right? Inside of this one, we have provided this whole one. You can say web element we have provided, but if you have to switch to that particular frame, if you have to switch to the first frame, we can provide zero. Okay, so likewise, if you have another frame as well, if you have to switch to this frame, just provide one, right? Or you can provide web element, it's up to you, but I am showing you one other approach. You can provide one as well. If you have to switch to, you can say third one, which have the index 2. So you can easily pass, where it is the one, this is the one. So you can easily pass 2 here. So you can, with the help of the index as well, you can easily switch between the frame. Okay, so here in this website, this is the website, you have already saw that we have total frames as 1, right? This method has given us the count. So if you have only one frame, then if you have to switch to that frame, you have to provide 0 here. So this time if I provide 0, you will see we will going to get the same output. So again I will get the same exact output if I provide that. So see here, it has opened. So it has a finish execution, and you can see here that it has again printed these two lines, right? So this is also one of the way to switch between the frames. So is it clear to everyone? Okay, so actually you can see if this is the website. Okay, so there is one thing they are doing. What did they say? Drop me to my target. If I click that and hold it, okay, if I click it and place it here, right? So you can say, so this is the functionality they are doing here, right? So if I have to do the same thing with the help of Selenium code, how I will going to do that? What I'm saying, if I have to drag this to here, okay, so how we are going to get, see here, there is one class in Java. So actually you will have a separate section of that actions class. What I am going to use here, actions class. Okay, so I think I should remove it from here. Okay, remove it from here. Okay, so what will happen first? Whatever operation I have to provide, first I have to switch to that frame, then only I can do. So there is one actions class in Java. Okay, sorry, not Java, it is Selenium. Actions class, suppose I am writing the object like that. So what I'm saying, you will have a separate section on that class, but here as we are discussing this, so I thought of telling you, right? So inside that class, it is expecting this object, driver object, right? So that it can have the all the knowledge of driver object. So I will provide like that. Okay, and there is one, you can see, method inside the, if I try to obj drag and drop. So you can see it is saying web element of source. Web element in the sense you can write either XPath for the source. So what is the source here? This is my source object, left one, and right one is my target. So it is saying drag and drop. Let me comment again. Drag and drop. You can see this is the source and this is the target. You can say the destination or whatever the terms you want to say. So I will write first web element for the source, right? So if I write, you can directly provide driver dot find element here. Okay, you can directly write driver dot find element, or you can write like that. First of all, web element source driver dot find element. So what is the source here? If I again write it here, right click, try to inspect. Yeah. So you can see I have to write the XPath for this left one, which is my source element. So XPath is going to be very simple. Just div id equals to draggable double slash div at the rate id. Just write it and hit enter. You can see one element matching, which is this one. So in the source one, I will write driver dot find element by dot XPath. Provide the XPath here. That's it. So this is the source one. I think for capital A will come here. Drive element, whatever it is. Okay, so we have provided one this one, and after that for the destination, or you can say the target. So this is the target one. Please put yourself on mute. Okay, so this is my target one. So what is our target? This is our target, second one. If I have to find the XPath for that, you can write CSS as well. I am here using XPath. So what is the XPath? Just change this draggable to droppable. Copy this, and I think slash there at the rate ID equals to one element matching. You can see it is highlighting in the yellow line outside the box. So copy this XPath and just place. Okay, sorry, we have to just write the XPath here. That's so double quotes inside that put the XPath. So just provide the source here. So okay, or you can directly write driver dot find element, that whole line here. Okay, so but it will not look neat. This is the reason I am just writing it like that. So after in so remember that whenever you are using any method of the action class, so after that you have to compile the action. Compile in the sense you have to build the action. So there is one method which is built, and when you once build the action, just provide one more method which will perform. If you do not provide these two methods, your code will not work, right? So it is mandatory. Keep in mind, okay, you have to every method which we will be using in the actions class, you have to provide build and perform. Okay, so if I right click and run that, see that what will happen. This time, whatever the manual operation which we have did with the help of mouse, Selenium will do that for you. So I think it has opened it again. So you can see, are you able to see that it has happened very fast? That it has just moved this. No, let me run it one more time, so other people maybe might someone have missed. So close this. Again, I am writing. So with the help of this drag and drop method, you can do this action in Selenium. Yeah, this it is we can put sleep, but it is not a problem. You can say, right? It is executing. Yeah, if we this time pay attention, so it has done it again. Okay, so this is how with the help of actions class, right? So there is more, much more thing to discuss about this actions class, right? If I say obj dot, right? So there are so many methods, and you will have a separate section on that. But as of now, I am discussing this iframe, so I thought of telling you, right? So there are so many methods. With the help of action class, you can double click, you can right click, you can highlight element, right? So that you will learn in the coming section. So is it clear to everyone how we have done this drag and drop? Sorry, I don't get your question. Hello, hello. Hello. Yeah. Tell me what you are saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is going to be a very important class. Yes, you can see. Right. If you have to right click or if you have to double click on any element, right? So some kind of elements are like that. When you double click on them, then only they will open. So with the help of that class, you can achieve that action. Actions class, I should say. Okay, not action. Actions class. So is it clear? Okay, so I've already recorded the session, so that's all for today. Okay, and I will be uploading that after the session. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you.